So as we wrap up our series here on Maui, we've been getting a lot of questions from our local community about what we would do or recommend for a 2-day itinerary in Maui for those who are fortunate enough to get that weekend getaway here on the West Coast. So in this week's video, we're going to go over our recommended 2-day adventure-packed itinerary in the beautiful island of Maui. Cue that intro.
What's up YouTube? Trevi from the Adventure Buddies, the modern travel family, bringing you another video filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration to make sure you maximize your next family adventure like we always do here at the Adventure Buddies.
If you know anything about Maui, there's typically 2 places you're gonna stay. Whether it's down south in Wailea and staying at some of the fancier resorts, whether it's the Grand Wailea or the Four Seasons, fantastic resorts, but that part of the island, not a ton to do. Or what we'd recommend is you staying up a little bit on the northwest side in Kaanapali, where there's a little bit more action and adventure. And so if you are looking for an easy or cheaper place to stay, click this video above where Trevi goes over some tips and tricks where she was able to score some oceanfront condos for $180 a night during peak Thanksgiving week. Don't want to miss out on some of her secrets. But if you are staying in Maui, we highly suggest Kaanapali because that's where all the action and adventure is going to get. So that's where we're going to start our 2-day itinerary with our starting point in Kaanapali. So let's get started with day 1. So day 1, you're probably going to want to wake up a little bit on the earlier side, hop in the car and head north. We recommend starting your day off doing the hike of Nakaliki Blowhole. So what is Nakaliki Blowhole? So this is a 50-foot blowhole coming off the coast of the ocean that is pretty cool to see. Now, it's a short hike down. It is a rocky and steep hike, so just be cautious on the proper footwear and your level of adventure. But getting down there makes for some really cool photos and a really interesting interaction with the natural blowhole that occurs. And you can get to see some of the water getting up to 50 feet, depending on the tide that you're going. But just be aware this place does get a little bit crowded. Parking is limited, so we do encourage you to get there at the first part of your day. So after you check out the blowhole, you'll probably be there no more than an hour. Hop back in the car and then you're gonna travel back down south. Now, this is where the time you're gonna wanna get out your snorkel gear because you're gonna stop over at Honolulu Bay. This is noted as our second recommended place to do snorkeling. And arguably, according to some resources, they actually say this is the #1 spot in all the island. But please note that this is primarily a spot for snorkeling and not for beach lounging. What do I mean by that? This area is filled with rock sand beach and not luscious sand to lay out on. So grab your snorkels and your fin and go out there to Honolulu Bay and hop in. They have some tremendous reefs and a lot of aquatic life and a ton of turtles. And you'll know this is a great spot to go because you can see all the snorkeling companies head to this bay just for the snorkeling excursion. So also note that you don't have to go on a snorkeling excursion because they're just going to take you right there where you can hop off from land and get the same excursion but for free. So we highly recommend stopping over to Honolulu Bay, grabbing your snorkels and fins, and having an underwater adventure. So after an hour or so of snorkeling, hiking the blowhole, you're probably working up a little bit of your appetite. So we're gonna head again south down the same road and you're gonna stop over at DT Flemings Beach. At this beach, it offers another opportunity for great swimming and some luscious beach to lay out on. But most importantly, this has a great opportunity for you to enjoy lunch out on the beach. So there's a nice little lunch sack that has a variety of food options, anything from your chicken tenders and fries and hamburgers for the kids to any type of Hawaiian cuisine. So this allows you to get some good food in with some beautiful scenery and really relax on the beach and enjoy the Hawaiian paradise that we call Maui. So after you enjoy lunch at DT Flemings, we recommend you just spend some time relaxing and basking in the sun and playing in the ocean because this is some really friendly ocean to get in and really swim. However, afterwards, you're going to want to pack up your things, go back to your hotel or lodging, change, and you're going to want to get ready for dinner. And so one of the top places that we recommend for dinner is Duke's. Duke's is a pretty popular chain in the Hawaiian Islands, but this has some really great fish and great entrees for the entire family. It really makes you feel like you're in Hawaii. So there are a number of Duke's in the area, but we recommend going to one in North Kaanapali because this is the one that's probably closest and makes the most sense for this itinerary. And so there you have it with day one. A lot of time out there in the sun and enjoying the Hawaiian Islands, but you're gonna wanna rest up because day two, the adventure continues. So let's fast forward to day two, where you're gonna have 1 or 2 options based on what your level of comfort is and what you want to explore. So option number 1, you can take a boat over to the crater of Molokini and do some snorkeling excursions there. We do caution you, as we did try this and we didn't have a lot of success seeing a lot of marine animals, so it's hard for us to actually recommend doing a tour like this. However, seeing the Molokini crater and understanding the history and the development of that was actually pretty interesting. So what we would recommend is option number 2, and that's going back up north to Kapalua Bay. Kapalua Bay is our number 1 recommended snorkeling spot on all of Maui. And so if you're not sure if I'm talking about, click the link above where we go over our top 3 snorkeling spots and the reasons why. But here you're gonna wanna spend the morning at Kapalua Bay. Inside this bay has a lot of sand for you to lay out on, has some beautiful coral and marine life for you to snorkel and explore. Plus, if you do have any of the little ones, it is protected by some breakwalls in there so that there's calm waters throughout the entire bay, which really makes for a nice relaxing experience, enjoying both the out of water experience in the beach life, but also the in-water marine life, understanding that there's very little to no current, and you are almost guaranteed to see some beautiful green sea turtles. So after you get done with Kapalua Bay, you're gonna wanna find lunch, and allow you to do lunch at your choosing, but we do encourage you to eat because we're gonna increase the adventure a little bit more with our next activity on the agenda. So what am I talking about? Well, we're gonna head over to Kaanapali Beach, and we're gonna go snorkel around and jump off the infamous Black Rock. And so what do I mean by that? So Black Rock is about a 15 to 20 foot rock inside the ocean that you can climb up and actually jump off relatively safely. It's actually a really fun time for both those adults and the kids. However, it does get packed, and this is one of the more popular beaches on the entire island, and so parking is a little bit cumbersome. So if you want an insider tip on how to score free beach parking at Kaanapali Beach near Black Rock, click the link above where I go over a secret hidden free parking spot that you're gonna wanna make note of. And so back to the itinerary. So you're gonna have some really fun time at Kaanapali Beach, whether just laying around and camping out at the luscious, long, deep, sandy beaches with the warm ocean water and the activities of snorkeling and or jumping off Black Rock. This is a really fun adventure to have, and we highly encourage you at least checking it out. Whether you jump off or whether you just spectate, Black Rock is actually pretty cool. And then so similar to the previous night, we encourage you to go back, change, get all dressed up, and then go out to dinner. And this time we recommend you staying in Kaanapali again. You're gonna head down to Whalers Village, and this is our number 2 restaurant, is Hula Grill. And so I encourage you to make reservations because it does book up fast. This offers some really good, unique Hawaiian food, matched with the view that you just can't compare. So nothing like going, eating a delicious meal and watching the beautiful Hawaiian sunset. And so there you have it, our 2-day itinerary, jam-packed with a lot of outdoor activities, getting both in the water, jumping in the water, etc., and enjoying some beautiful Hawaiian sunsets matched with some great cuisine. So if you like this video, please consider giving us that big thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming travel tips or adventures. And so I'm Matt from the Adventure Buddies, and remember, life's an adventure. Who are you going on it with?